She began as a concubine. She rose as an empress and ruled as a ruthless emperor. Wu Zetian didn't just break the rules of her dynasty, she rewrote them in blood. Lovers vanished, rivals were crushed, even her own children weren't safe. This is the true story of the only woman to ever rule China in her own name, and the body she stepped over to do it. The year is 690 AD, a time of great change and turmoil in the vast expanse of the Chinese Empire. A hush falls upon the Forbidden City, the heart of the empire, where the air is thick with anticipation and the weight of history. An empire holding its breath, waiting for the dawn of a new era, an era that would be defined by the unlikeliest of rulers. A woman, draped in the imperial yellow, ascends the dragon throne with a grace and determination that belies her humble beginnings. This is no mere empress consort content to rule from the shadows. This is a woman who has defied all odds to stand at the pinnacle of power. This is Wu Mei, now Empress Wu Zetian, the only woman in China's millennia to claim the title of Emperor, a title reserved for the most powerful and revered. How did she, a concubine, claw her way to such unimaginable heights? How did she navigate the treacherous waters of court politics and emerge victorious? Born into a family of wealth and influence, Wu Mei's early life was steeped in the traditions and expectations of the elite. Wu Mei was no stranger to the intricate dance of courtly life. From a young age, she observed the delicate balance of power and the subtle art of persuasion that governed the imperial court. At the tender age of 14, she entered the palace of Emperor Taizong, not as his wife, but as a low-ranking concubine. This position, though seemingly insignificant, was her first step into the labyrinth of palace politics. Yet, Wu Mei was far from a meek young girl destined for obscurity. Her determination and resilience set her apart from the other concubines, who often faded into the background. Intelligent, ambitious, and strikingly beautiful, she possessed a sharp mind and an even sharper tongue. Wu Zhao's intellect was her greatest weapon, and she wielded it with precision. While other concubines faded into the background, Wu Mei caught the eye of the emperor's son, Li Ji. Her charm and wit captivated him, and their connection grew stronger with each passing day. Their affair, a dangerous liaison forbidden by courtly norms, would change the course of Chinese history. The love they shared was not just a personal bond, but a political alliance that would shape the future of the empire. When Emperor Taizong died in 649 AD, Wu Mei, having borne him no children, was sent to a monastery to become a nun. However, she defied this fate and left the convent, reuniting with her former lover, Emperor Gaozong, who brought her back to court as a concubine. Wu Mei quickly gained favor, eventually ranking just below Empress Wang. The childless Empress Wang viewed Wu Mei as a dangerous rival, especially after Wu Mei gave birth to a son and then a daughter. The subsequent death of Wu Mei's infant daughter became a pivotal point. Wu Mei accused Empress Wang of strangling the child out of jealousy, a claim supported by some witnesses and the Empress's lack of alibi. This accusation led to Emperor Gaozong's decision to depose Empress Wang and another consort, who were later imprisoned and died. In 655 AD, Wu Mei became Empress consort. Emperor Gaozong, who ascended the throne at a young age and suffered from a debilitating illness, possibly hypertension, increasingly relied on the intelligence and decisiveness of Empress Wu. As his health declined, Wu Empress broadened her influence, initially advising him from behind a pearl screen during court sessions. Eventually, she began holding court independently, her informed and wise rulings earning the respect of the people, effectively making her the true ruler of China. Empress Wu faced significant opposition from male courtiers who opposed a woman in power. She dealt ruthlessly with her enemies, employing methods common for the era, including arrest, exile, and forced suicide. When a counselor attempted to turn Emperor Gaozong against her with accusations of witchcraft, Empress Wu exposed the plot and had him executed. She also demonstrated a willingness to act against her own family if they threatened her authority. While granting them royal positions, she exiled her brothers for speaking against her power. Her niece, Princess Wei, met a similar fate, poisoned by Empress Wu after gaining the emperor's favor. Even her own sons were not immune. Her eldest son, Li Hong, the heir apparent, died suddenly, likely poisoned for opposing her influence. Her second son, Li Xian, was eventually demoted and exiled based on accusations orchestrated by a sorcerer, and his wife was starved to death. Upon Emperor Gaozong's death in 683 AD, their third son, Li Jie, became Emperor Zhongzong, with Empress Wu as regent. However, when the new emperor began to assert his own authority, Empress Wu swiftly deposed and banished him. Her youngest son, Li Dan, became Emperor Ruizong, but he was a figurehead, with Empress Wu maintaining control. Facing a rebellion, Empress Wu ruthlessly crushed it, executing many opposing courtiers. She established a network of secret police and encouraged citizens to report dissent, leading to numerous accusations, tortures, and executions. After the death of her husband, she took a Buddhist monk, Shui Huayi, as a lover, whose brutality mirrored her own. Eventually, feeling secure in her power, Empress Wu had Emperor Ruizong yield the throne to her in 690 AD. She declared herself emperor, the sole ruler of China, named herself Wu Zetian, meaning ruler of heaven, and established the Zhou dynasty, ending the Tang Dynasty. Her unprecedented rule was opposed by many male courtiers who viewed a female emperor as unnatural. A golden age forged in iron reforms and their discontent. Empress Wu's reign was marked by a series of sweeping reforms that aimed to centralize power and strengthen the empire. She implemented a meritocratic system for government officials, breaking the hold of the aristocracy on power. Recognizing the importance of agriculture, she introduced policies to improve irrigation and land distribution, boosting agricultural output and improving the lives of ordinary people. Wu Zetian's rule also marked a significant era of empowerment for women in China. They enjoyed increased freedom of movement, access to government positions, and other opportunities previously denied. She commissioned biographies of prominent women and decreed that children should mourn both parents equally. Utilizing the growing popularity of Buddhism, she strategically linked herself to the religion, even briefly suggesting she was Maitreya, the future Buddha, to garner popular support. She is believed to be the first ruler to promote printing, ordering the widespread distribution of a Buddhist text that prophesied the arrival of a great female leader. She also oversaw the construction of grand temples, including the giant Wild Goose Pagoda. However, her methods were often ruthless. She established a secret police force to silence dissent, and her purges of political opponents were swift and brutal. This reign of terror, while consolidating her power, also bred resentment and fear. Her critics, often silenced through fear or force, whispered of a tyrant who sacrificed humanity on the altar of ambition. Whispers of poison and plots, the price of power. The Forbidden City, a place of beauty and intrigue, became a stage for Empress Wu's ruthless machinations. Rivals, real or imagined, were eliminated with chilling efficiency. Poison became her weapon of choice, a silent and deadly tool wielded with cold precision. Whispers of plots and conspiracies followed her every move, a testament to the fear she instilled in her enemies. One particularly chilling tale tells of the fate of the powerful Li clan, relatives of a former empress. Accused of treason, they were brutally executed, their land and possessions seized by the empress. Such acts of cruelty, while solidifying her grip on power, also painted a target on her back, fueling the fires of resentment that burned among the old guard of the aristocracy. The Dragon Empress's legacy? A tyrant or visionary? Empress Wu Zetian, the only woman to ever rule China in her own right, remains one of the most enigmatic figures in Chinese history. Empress Wu Zetian's reign ended in 705 AD, when she was forced to abdicate in favor of her son. Her rise to power was as dramatic as her fall, marked by cunning political maneuvers and ruthless eliminations of her rivals. She died later that year, leaving behind a legacy as complex and contradictory as the woman herself. Her tomb, known as the Chanling Mausoleum, stands as a testament to her ambition and the indelible mark she left on Chinese history. Some hailed her as a brilliant ruler, a woman who shattered the glass ceiling of her time and brought a new era of female leadership. A visionary who brought stability and prosperity to China. Under her rule, the economy flourished, and the arts and culture saw a renaissance. Her reforms, they argued, laid the foundation for a golden age that followed her reign. She implemented policies that improved the lives of the common people, including tax reductions and agricultural advancements. Others condemned her as a ruthless tyrant, a woman who would stop at nothing to maintain her grip on power, who sacrificed countless lives on the altar of her ambition. Her reign was marked by brutal purges and executions, targeting anyone who posed a threat to her authority. Her purges, they argued, decimated the intellectual and political elite, creating a climate of fear and suspicion, leaving a chilling effect on Chinese society for generations to come. The scars of her ruthless tactics were felt long after her death, influencing the political landscape of China. Even today, centuries after her death, Empress Wu Zetian remains a figure of fascination and debate. Scholars and historians continue to study her life and reign, trying to unravel the complexities of her character. Empress Wu Zetian remains a figure of fascination and debate, her story told and retold in countless books, documentaries, and academic papers. Her legacy as the Dragon Empress forever intertwined with both the brilliance and the brutality of her reign. Whether seen as a tyrant or a visionary, her impact on Chinese history is undeniable, and her story continues to captivate and inspire.